So you figured out what this whole Fibonacci sequence thing is in relation to your composition in your painting and the design of your painting, and you want to try it out, but you just kind of don't know how to put it all together. You got a photo reference, doing notans, maybe doing some sketches. Where do you actually incorporate that Fibonacci sequence thing when you start your painting? My name is Vita Evenson, and I paint grease. Okay, so we're going to get started right away. I want to talk a little bit about the Notan. What is it and why should we use them? Most people will go out and they'll have a little notepad and they'll do a couple little scribbles and get a Notan down and then start the painting. For me, I use the Notan in a slightly different way. That way as well, but I'm adding something else to it that maybe could be useful to you. Before we get started, I'd really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button and the like button if you like what I'm doing here. And if you want, click on that little notification bell so that you know when I have a new video up and out on this YouTube channel. Thanks so much for helping my channel grow. I am new, as you can probably tell. My editing is kind of slow, I'm kind of goofy, but you know, it is what it is. With that, you guys, let's get back to the video. Notans are the place where we get to have fun. We get to become little kids again, getting a pad of paper out and a pen. It could be a pen, a Sharpie, a pencil, a paintbrush, whatever you can make marks. And if you're in the sand, you can like draw a little square, and you can use any instrument that you want for writing. And there you go. You just start scribbling. And this is playtime. So what we're doing is we are squinting down at what we're thinking of painting, and we are separating the darks against the lights. You are not painting a tree, the shadow side and the light side of the tree. You are drawing the dark shape and the light shape. That's it. You're just getting a handle on the darks. What is going to be dark in your painting in the mid value range and darker, and what is going to be in the light range. That's all you're doing. But you're not painting things. So you're not painting boats. You're not painting a mountain in the background. None of that. No. This is the abstract stage. This is where you get to go in and just let yourself go and scribble outside the lines. And why do we do this? First of all, when you are having fun and you are experimenting and you have the freedom to explore and make mistakes and not do a good job and not care, that is when you are in a state of presence. You ever notice that when you're having fun, you are extremely present in the moment? You can't be having fun and like enjoying yourself while thinking about the problems in the future, or am I going to do this right or do that right? Ain't going to happen. You're not in the present moment and you ain't having any fun. That is a fact. You're just not having fun. So this is the stage where you get to play around. You get to try all sorts of little thumbnail messy sketches, just scribbling in the darks and creating Notan. They're great. So that's the number one thing. Number two is to figure out which pattern works best for you. Then you move on into putting that painting together, or beginning to put the painting together. So let's get started with the Notan. All you need is a piece of paper and a Sharpie, just something that you can draw with. And here is the rule. The first rule of painting is to have some fun. This is the area where we don't care anymore about what it's going to look like. We're doing little tiny Notan sketches, meaning that we're doing the abstract, we're separating the darks from the lights. You're only worried about releasing the idea that you have to make it look good. You do not. This is the place where you're allowing the creativity to flow through you, and you're just gonna have some fun. Okay, so I've done a couple already, just some real quick ones. The trick is, and the thing that you must do, is squint down like really hard so you're not really seeing any rocks or anything. All you're seeing are the basic shapes. You can play with the size of the canvas and just see what happens. We're not trying to really do anything. Let's do a close-up, more landscape style. So we're not worried about making it look good. We're just playing around with basic designs. Let's simplify it a little bit more. So that's a simpler design. Remember, when doing notans, the darks should be together. The whites can be separated, but the darks should all be continued. Creates more a sense of unity and harmony in your potential painting. So you get the idea, right? You're just scribbling. You don't care about straight, canvas sizes and using rulers. Just have fun with it. You really don't know what you're going to discover. I already have, just by doing these, I have a really good sense of where the darks are in this photo reference and where the lights are, and the play that might be happening just by doing these little Notan sketches. Now what we want to do is figure out where we're going to put a focal point and how we're going to utilize this photo reference and turn it into a potential painting. Okay? So the first thing that we want to do is look at the design. Let's look at the shapes. So this is a very obvious triangular shape, right? That's one large shape. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here is another one. Here is another shape. Let's look what's going on here. We have this circular movement, which is quite nice. I would put all of this into one large shape. And then we have this as another roundish, you could do it this way as well. So looking at this, if you look just at the shapes, here's what I'm seeing. Geometrical, hard shapes, whether in triangles or rectangles, all basically pointing to this round shape. Can you guys see that? We even have this rock that's pointing to this triangular shape, which is bringing the movement up to this round shape. So as a design, this works really, really well. Let's take a look at the Notan of this image. So let's squint down. We are squinting, and I'm going to go in and just... This is a good way. You can do it right on the phone. I've actually just discovered this idea, and I'm just blocking in. I would somehow find a way to connect this. I don't like to have things too stuck. I'm not going to go in and do all the little glitches in the rocks, obviously, right? That's not what the Notan is about. I'm going to sneak in here and say that what I'm doing here on this photo reference on the image isn't a Notan, okay? I'm just putting in the darks and connecting the darks, and then imagining that the rest of the scene is all white to see if it kind of works. So I could take the time and actually white out everything, but I'm not going to, not in this video. So with that, I just thought you should know. Don't think that doing this on your photo is an official Notan. These are Notan sketches. But you do get to squint down and scribble in right on the photo. This is kind of cool, you guys. I've actually just discovered this. There's ways to just kind of shade in the immediate Notan. I think I would put this in the darks as well. And you know, we've come to this place here, which would be a great focal area. And now I'm thinking also about the Fibonacci thing. So let me take a photograph of that. And let's look at the rule of thirds. Okay, and again, doesn't have to be exact. Normally, when we're doing the rule of thirds and we're using that as our compositional tool, taking these crosshairs and using those as your focal area points. So you would choose, you know, this one, you know, or these two bottom ones. The Fibonacci spot. This is a real easy way to do this, you guys, and I just love it. The Fibonacci spot is right about here. It's just slightly off diagonally from this rule of thirds point, right? So looking at this, I'm focused on this area up here. This bush does not fit in with the Fibonacci spot. So this is what I would do. I would keep everything because I really do like what's going on, and I would move this to here. I would just lower it and create something interesting there. That would be one way to do it, and I would make this not just, you know, let's get rid of everything. I would make this area not a bush, but I would make it, let's say, a flowering bush. So I would do that, and make it and bring it down here, bring it down farther. And that could be the focal area. If that's not interesting to you, another thing you could do, if this is our spot here, is move this rock up even more and put a seagull. I'm drawing with my finger, so it's not going to work well. And that might also work really well. I actually like that idea. So I could sparse seagulls, maybe have another couple here. Maybe one also swimming. Maybe, keeping with the movement going on here. So that is also an option. So that works because there's lots of things happening and everything is moving into this area. And you can design your painting that way. Here's what I want you to do. When you do your Notans, I want you to do them on paper with a pen or a pencil or whatever. I want you to do it. Do not download those apps and just put the picture in and poof, you have a Notan. No, 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 no. I want you to do the Notan. There is great benefits of exploring and playing with the Notan idea. When you put pen to paper or brush to canvas, something else happens. It's a different kind of magic. But first, create your own. Don't rely on an app. Don't rely on the digital world. This is you. This is your creation, your art, your play. Enjoy it and make it yours. Get rid of those preconceived notions that you have to draw a really good Notan, has to be this, has to be that. No, no, no. Have fun, play, scribble, mess it up. Have fun, let go, because the more you release your limitations, the ties that keep you in that realm of is it good enough, the more you let go of that, the more creativity flows more freely through you, and you're able to discover new things you never thought you would, just by 10 minutes of playing around. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little gouache set up to see how this scene might play out. Now that I have my Fibonacci spot, I have the design set up, it's looking pretty good. Now I want to work with the colors and how I think it might work out. They're just going to be little small sketches, no details, just getting things down, because if I have it down, then I have a plan when I go in to actually do the painting. So let's get started with that. M. Graham gouache paints, just a limited palette. I have gamboge yellow and quinacridone rose and ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. And as you can see, I'm just establishing in here very quickly the darks, getting the sky in, and just getting a feel for what might happen in this little painting. And I do all of this pre-work before I actually get to the canvas, so that I know what I'm doing when I'm painting in oil paints and putting together the painting. I've got the Fibonacci spot figured out where I want to use it. And yes, I think that it does make a difference than using the basic rule of thirds. Of course, it depends on your painting. It always depends on your composition, what your intention is for the painting. And on top of that, you really don't want to get too stuck on what you should do And if you should use the Fibonacci sequence or that golden ratio or not, it's not imperative, you guys. Relax with it, but it's fun to know and it's good to learn. And then when you have it in your toolbox, you can easily use it. So I got my little color sketch done in gouache, and I'm really happy with it. I first did it with the seagull, and then I did it with the bush. This is what I've got so far. I don't know if I'm going to use the bush or the seagull, but I think I'm going with the seagull. I wanted to see what it's like, and that's the cool thing you can do. You can try one and then just try another. And if you're filming it, you can go back and look. Check it out with the seagull, check it out with the bush. See which one works for you. So now I'm going to set up this canvas. It's an MDF board that is gessoed and ready to go. And I'm gonna now move to my oil paints and get a study done and see if it's something that's worthy of a large canvas, if it's something that I want to do and if I can pull it off. But I have such a strong connection to this photo reference. First I went to the place, took a photo of it, so I have the whole feel in my mind of that day and that moment that I was there. I always take a video of the scene as well. So when I'm painting, I will play the video and hear the sounds and the water, and it reconnects me to the actual spot when I was there. On this here, I'm going to start very quick Notan right on the canvas there, and then begin to paint the first layer, which will be my underpainting. I'm going to do that in another video because this is getting pretty long. But for those of you out there who want to understand how to use the Fibonacci sequence, it really is easy. Do the rule of thirds, find your spots, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to get too specific. You don't need it. You don't need to. Just kind of, sort of is good enough. So keep yourself free, keep yourself loose, and play around. And when you do these things, the Notan, figuring out your design and the composition using the Fibonacci sequence, if it's pertinent to your painting, right? And then doing a color sketch in gouache. Now that I'm going to come and do this painting, it's like I know this scene so well, I could pretty much paint it with my eyes closed. All right, you guys, so if you like this video, please click the subscribe button, help me out, get my channel growing. It is growing, in fact, and I'm really excited about that. So if you like what you see, if you enjoy my goofiness, because I can't help it, I'm just kind of that goofy kind of person, you know, click the like button and the subscribe button. Oh, click on that notification bell so you know when I have a new video up and out. All right, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Be inspired, be creative, be you.